In this video, I will discuss dividing polynomials. Let's begin with something simple. Dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Let's just look at an example. So let's say we have 25a to the 5th b cubed minus 20a to the 4th b squared plus 10a cubed b over 5a squared b. Then what we can do is take apart the numerator and separate it so that we have something like this. Now, we can just use the properties of exponents that we learned about in Lesson 1 to simplify this expression. So this would become 5 times a to the power of 5 minus 2, which is 3, and b to the power of 3 minus 1, which is 2. Then this term becomes a squared b, and the final term is 2 times a. So the general instructions for dividing a polynomial by a monomial is to separate the numerator so that it is a sum of quotients. Now let's look at something more complicated. Long division. This is the way that we can divide a polynomial by another polynomial. So the way long division works in general is you write both polynomials so that the terms have decreasing degree, then you divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. Then you write this answer in the quotient. Next, multiply whatever answer you got from step 2 by the entire divisor and write that below the dividend. Finally, subtract the answer from part 3 from the dividend to get a new polynomial. And then you can repeat these steps as many times as necessary until your answer is either a constant term or a 0. We can look at an example to make this more concrete. So let's say we want to find what we get when we divide x squared plus 2x minus 7 by x minus 2. In this case, both the polynomials are already arranged so that the degrees of the terms are in decreasing order. So we can go ahead and write it in long division form. Okay, and then our first step is to divide the first term of the dividend by the first term of the divisor. So x squared divided by x gives you x. So I'm going to write x on top in the quotient here. And now, on the side, I'm going to multiply x by the divisor. And I see that this gives me x squared minus 2x. So I'm going to write in x squared minus 2x right here. And then I'm going to subtract this entire thing from the divisor. And this will give me 2x plus 2x, or 4x, minus 7. Now I can repeat the same thing. I'll look at the first term of both the polynomials. So 4x divided by x gives me 4. I'll write a 4 up here. So I can go off on the side here and multiply 4 times x minus 2. This gives me 4x minus 8. So I can write that underneath my new dividend. Subtract this whole thing. So this gives me negative 7 plus 8, which is 1. Now that I have a constant here, I can stop. And I know that my final answer is equal to x plus 4 plus the remainder, which is 1, over my divisor. In cases where the divisor is a binomial in the form x minus a, where a is a constant, we can use a special method called synthetic division. I will illustrate how synthetic division works using the same example from last time. So we had x squared plus 2x minus 7 over x minus 2. So the first thing you're going to do is take whatever value a is, so in this case a equals 2, and put it off in a little box on the side. And then we're going to take all of the coefficients of the dividend. So in this case it would be a 1, a 2, and a negative 7, and write it on the same line. So we have 1, 2, and negative 7. I'm going to draw a line a little bit below that. The first step is to rewrite the first coefficient. So below this line I'm going to rewrite a 1. And then, next step, you're going to multiply by a. So 1 multiplied by 2 gives me 2, so I'm going to write a 2 right here. Next step is to add. So then I'm going to add 2 plus 2, and that'll give me a 4. I'm going to repeat this until I get to the end. So now I'm going to multiply 4 by 2 again. multiply by 2. That'll give me 8. And then I'll add negative 7 and 8 to give me 1. Now, we can look at the numbers down here. And these will give us the coefficients of the quotient. So, we interpret this as 1 times x plus 4, and the final number here is the remainder. So this is 1 over x minus 2. And we can notice that this is the same answer that we got using long division.